But let's give our viewers some perspective about the H1B visa that many people need to head to the United States who choose to go there to study or work. Well, the U.S. H1B visa, it is a non-immigrant visa. It allows companies there to employ folks who can work in many specialty occupations that require technical skills. We're talking about fields including IT, finance, accounting, architecture, engineering, math, science, and medicine. So some takeaways, the big 5 takeaways when it comes to the H1B visa. First of all, there's not going to be a minimum pay requirement for H1B workers. It's going to be hiked up to 200% to $130,000 a year minimum. So certainly that's a huge increase. Also, another questionable part of this proposal, no work visas for the spouses of those on H1B visas as well as L1 visas. Those are typically company transfers. There's also a 50% cap on foreign hires for U.S. companies, meaning they'll have to cap it at that limit and also prove that they need to demonstrate H1B skilled workers to do their jobs. So certainly a lot of restrictions, a lot of changes. Let's talk at some perspective when it comes to, we're talking about hiring. We're talking about many people who may require that H1B visas. Well, joining me now in the guest, we have Naveen Chopra, who is, of course, the founder of this organization. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Let's talk about this. You know, certainly a huge issue that's impacting certainly workers, especially Indian workers.
Absolutely.
More than 50% of them rely on this H1B. What can we make sense of that? You know, those who are concerned and sort of on edge, waiting for this bill to find out its future.
Well, you know, I mean, that's really out of anyone's control. But frankly, my own perspective, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, is that the U.S. has shot itself in the foot, or is shooting itself in the foot with the policies that they are pursuing. Given the fact that there are real shortages within the U.S. education system and within the U.S. corporate system, had it not been for those shortages, these employment opportunities would not have opened.
Right.
So, while it's going to be a massive and is a massive disturbance to all of the Indians and indeed Chinese and other nationalities who have invested such large amounts of time and money in first contributing to the U.S. economy by going and educating themselves in case of the student visas, who then move on to job opportunities within the United States. So they are absolute net contributors into the U.S. economy. And in the case of workers, these are highly specialized workers who are required by the U.S. economy because of shortages in those areas. Yes, sometimes some instances of cost saving have also certainly taken place, and that is the key issue where you know, the locals object. There have been reports that sometimes U.S. workers have been laid off and been asked to train their own replacements. And
H1B
for
workers.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's certainly going to create a backlash. And any part of the world, if that happened, you know, those who are being exited for cheaper labor are going to object. But I'm confident that that's not the vast majority of what's happening. The vast majority of what's happening is that they actually need these people, without which their companies are not going to be able to be efficient or continue to be the cutting edge that they are. So what are the options? I mean, is it possible that some of these companies will shift base out of the United States? I don't know. I mean, it's everything is open, as John was saying. I mean, there's you know, there's a lot of issues, there are a lot of questions. It's early days as yet.
Right.
He's you know, President Trump is in a sense delivering on the promises that he's made. But is it really thought through? I'm not so sure. I'm not that confident.
A premature decision, or is it something to protect the interests of Americans? We'll have to find out. Let's now go to